you won't want to forget about making this course for your online campus. This is James speaking, trainingsites.io. I'm going through a process right now where we're just launching a brand new campus. I've got a couple courses that are in, but there's one course that you don't ever want to forget, and that is the orientation and tour course. This is technically a course, and there's a couple good reasons for wanting to do it. First of all, it gets people used to actually using the course parts of your campus to actually navigate through a course. It gives a great tour of all the different features and functions that are available in your campus. And more importantly, it kind of lays out exactly what your goal is, what the guidelines are for them interacting on the site, and more importantly, the promise that you make. And where does all of this come from? I'm going to show you in this video a couple little tricks about making sure that you have all of this in an easy to follow step and place for the people who are just getting started on your campus. So here's where this came from first. I'm just going to go and we'll look at a couple things in terms of my maps, my mind maps, which if you've watched any of these videos before, you know I'm all over mind maps. I love them. I use them in every part of my business. And if you look on the right-hand side here, I'll just get rid of my my head for a minute so it's off in the other corner. But if you look on the right-hand side, you're going to see that we have ideas, goals, business. These are the bits of homework that you've done when you're setting out your campus. You know what your perfect topic and category is. You've got some course ideas, but more importantly, you've got a really good idea of what your goal is for the campus that relates to that topic that you've picked out. And more purposely, the big purpose that you have. What's your big fat claim? What are you promising people that they're going to be able to have in terms of a skill or acquire or be able to do at the end of following all your instructions and all your teaching and training on your campus in your learning business? And then finally, what's the business? How does the business work? So you got to have those things in place, and you want to have a course that explains what that is so that people know exactly what it is that they're getting. So just to give you an idea of what one of these courses looks like, I've got one here just, excuse me, that's just set up here on this site. So you have an idea of what it looks like. And again, this is just one that I put together, and then we'll go in and I'll show you some of the prompts that I used to help me out with this so that you can see how it works. So let me just minimize this and we'll go back to, okay, here we go. So I'm going to go back to, right now I'm going to move myself back to another spot here. So I'm over in the other corner. Hopefully it shows up okay. There we go. If I have to make it a little bit smaller, I will. But this is right now the current courses that are available in the campus that we've started to move over. And you can see in the bottom left or the middle here in the bottom row, it says, let's get started. Hopefully you'll be able to see my mouse moving around. Let's get started. So this one is the orientation and tour course. And this is the one that I'm doing right now. So I'm just going to open it up so you can see the course, find out what's in it, and you're going to get an idea of how we've structured it here. And then I'll show you how we came up with this structure beforehand based on all that stuff you've done in the big campus map, those red tags that I'm talking about, those first 3 steps. So here's the sections that we created, and I'll minimize them just so that you have them. You can see what's going on. And it's like, okay, welcome and getting started, your learning journey. So what goes through the part of the community of your campus, how that all works, and then taking action, your next steps. So for this part here in the welcome section, we got a welcome to the campus. That's where we're going to put things like what is the purpose of the campus and the guidelines, and I'll show you where those come for. We've got a navigating the campus home, so some basic overview of how stuff works. And then the first kind of step is setting up your profile so that you have a public profile, if you want, that's available to other people. So how to do that. After that, we're going to get into the different kinds of content that are available. For example, we've got free and premium content. We've got live training. We've got using the course platform or actually taking the courses, taking the content. And then after that, we've got all of the parts about the connecting with other people. And then finally, taking action. Because this campus is all about actually having people accountable and, more importantly, get them implementing the steps that we're talking about, I have a section on taking action here. And I put another map together just so I know how this flow works. I'll show that to you right now just to open it up so we can take a look at it again. And this is the one that I created, and this is just a little map that I put together about the orientation and tour one. So we're talking about, this is for me as I'm creating this course. These are the things that I wanted to make sure I covered in the course. So I wanted to make sure that I cover the research prompts, that how I created this, look at what do I get. So I'm creating a course for orientation and tours. I'm going to show the resource prompts that we've done here. I'm going to explain what do I get. So from the student's perspective, what is that they actually get, how to do their profiles, how to get involved in live classes, how to take the courses, how to do the discussions, and then next steps. So this is what I'm going to show you how I got these pieces in the next couple lessons here of how to create an orientation and tour course. And I want to go next just to talk about how to use AI tools like ChatGPT in this. One of the things that I struggle with personally is when you are trying to explain the purpose of the campus, or the guidelines that you have, or the outcomes that you promise. Unless you're really eloquent, it's often hard, at least for me, I struggle with trying to make it come across so that I get a really elegant and simple picture of what I'm trying to provide, what I expect from people, what the purpose is, and all that research that we did at the start. So what I use is conversational prompting. Again, they're not fancy prompts. It's me talking to ChatGPT and having a discussion back and forth to get something that I'm comfortable with in terms of adding it to the start of this particular course, which is all about welcome to the campus, so you can get into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the ChatGPT prompts that I use to actually do this. And again, I will add them here on the site, on the trainingsites.io site in the course so that you have access to them to see how they work and to see how I did them. Now, is this the only way to use ChatGPT to do them? No, this is just the way that I do it. Again, whatever way you're comfortable or you find the results that you're looking for, that's something that you can certainly do. So I'm going to open up, I actually used Claude on this one, which is a little bit different than ChatGPT. Similar, but a little bit different. And we'll just go through some of the pieces here and kind of way that I worked on this. Now, if you're not familiar with Claude, we have some videos on how Claude is different than ChatGPT, and more importantly, why you might want to use it when you're creating course content. But for me, all I did is I said, I want to create a document that explains the purpose of my campus, the guiding principles, promise, transformation, and goal for everyone who joins. Then I said, what do you need from me to do that? And it gave me a list of things that it would need helpful. And again, if you look at this list, there was 9 things. It's like target audience, ideal members or students, specific transformation or outcome you want to help people achieve. What are some of the programs, resources, and stuff that you're going to provide to people? What makes you a little bit different? How are you doing it? What are the values or beliefs that you have that are guiding you to do it? So what happens is it gives you some prompts, or prompted me to say, hey, write out these things, which I'd already done because I've done those first 3 steps in the campus blueprint. So I have this information. I just put it into a paragraph, put it here and answered it in, and then it gave me, let me create a document outlining the campus vision and purpose that aligns with your goals. So it does and pulls out exactly what we need to let people know when they're starting, the orientation, the how to use the site. This is the stuff that was put together. And you can see it's like our purpose, who we serve, who's it for, to let people know they're in the right place. What is the promise that we're going to provide to people? What is it that we value and why are we doing it in this particular way, our approach? how we know if you've been successful, and then the promise. So this gives a really good start to it. I was looking at it and I go, wow, that's not too bad, but it wasn't really friendly and inviting. So I said, you know what? I think I better get another kick at this. And you'll notice I'm doing iterative kind of conversations, fine-tuning or adjusting it. And that's why I like using conversational prompting. It's just like talking to someone who can help you or clarify what it is that you're trying to get across. So I just asked, I said, make it more friendly and inviting. If one of the new members read it, and they should know exactly the type of place they're getting into and what to expect from the site and from themselves. So I did it again, did it similar, but the language is a lot friendlier and easygoing and easy to understand for people who are just joining. Now, you can get into some cool things with ChatGPT or Claude to help it specify the kind of responses that it gives right off the start. I didn't do it in this project, but that's why I have to give it another prompt to say it either make it more technical or less technical, more professional or less professional and more conversational. So I just fine-tuned it a little bit, and it was kind of what I wanted. And I said, well, I want to create a clear topic vision of a perfect world that solves all of the problems. So I want to make sure, like when you do that topical content map up in step number 1 of the map, it's all about making sure that you know what the topic is, you know what the top 15 categories that support that topic, but I'm asking you to get 25 challenges or 25 things that people have problems with that you're going to solve. So I just wanted to make sure, I said, you know what, I want to make sure that I have a perfect world or promise for people that answers all of the challenges that I put in. So it basically created a future pacing document, or at least an outline of what people can expect if they follow along and do all of the stuff that we're going to be doing into the course. So I created that here, and it gives me a little bit more information. I actually used, again, prompted it to say, hey, can you give me a little bit of a sales page to wrap it around? So if I do need to have it in something, any other marketing materials, this benefit document is something that's available that explains what it is that people are getting. So I just went through these ones, kind of fine-tuned it and stuff. And at the end of the day, what I have is some great information about welcoming people to the site and all of the stuff that they should know just to confirm that they're in the right place and that they know, more importantly, what they have to do in order to get what it is that you're promised. Because the last thing you want to do when the people are starting out is just say, here's your courses. Go take the courses. Start taking the courses. You want to make sure that you set the tone for, again, how it's going to work, but more importantly, what they have to do. And if someone reads that right off the start and they go, I'm going, man, this isn't for me. I don't want to do the work, or I don't think that this is something that I want to spend time on, that's fine. I would much rather find out that and not have them take any of the courses or get involved in any of the activities if it's something that they either aren't going to do, or more importantly, they're not something that they want to do to get the outcome that they want. So for whatever reason, we're setting up all of these orientation courses as a really, really, really solid place to let people know, hey, you are in my audience, you're now part of the community, let's start doing the work in order to get what it is that you want. So went through all these different pieces here, little bit additional kind of thing that I want to talk to you about here. And this goes back to when you're actually setting up the particular campus that you're building. Now, I didn't do this course right away, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't do it right away. Like when we took a look at those previous courses, right, you saw that there were some additional ones that are there that we've been adding from the LearnDash plugin that we were using previously. The thing is that anytime you set up your courses and your campus, you don't want to do this course right away, because the way that you set up your campus in terms of all the different groups and spaces that you have, how the menus work, how the courses are set up, how you've got the business model for shopping carts, whether it's free courses or paid courses. That stuff changes. And if you do an orientation and tour of how the site works and you haven't got it nailed down, you have to keep on doing it over and over again. So you want to have at least a really good snapshot of how the site is set up so that you don't have to redo the tour videos. Now in our case, I've got across the top, we've got a set menu across the top for our main ones. And then on the left-hand side, you can see we've got the start here. Left-hand side, we've got the start here kind of menu. We've got welcome, orientation, tour. That's the one I'm doing right now. We've got the study hall, which are the different groups that are public to everyone. So I have to explain how these work and what's in them for working. Then we've got the start of our course library, so we can go through some of those with people. We've got our paid areas right here, which are the campus builders where we do the premium courses and the workshops. And then we've got the resources here. So putting this course together involves a little bit of AI to clean up stuff and create those guiding principle documents that are welcoming people to the site. And then once you have your campus navigation and most of the features and benefits that you are going to be providing and the organization of them, then you want to go and create the actual content. So that's how I set stuff up. If you want to find out more about this and how to actually create some of the videos for that, there will be a course up here shortly that covers all of this information to help you start, build, and grow your education business. So I hope you enjoy this. This is just a quick session that I put together. There's all sorts of great material here if you are interested in starting, building, and growing your education business. My name is James. We'll be right back with another great video. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We've got hundreds of these tutorials available for everyone who wants to share what it is they already know, love, and do.